Hello students, in this part we are going to see Dockers and Kubernetes. So basically Kubernetes and Dockers are both popular technologies for containerized development, but they have different roles. So Docker means it is a container runtime that allows user to build, test and deploy the applications into containers. Containers are standardized units that include everything an application needs to run, such as libraries, system tools, and code. And Kubernetes, a container orchestrations tool that allows the user to manage, coordinate, and schedule the container at the scale. So Kubernetes can automate tasks like scaling, load balancing, and self-healing. So Dockers and Kubernetes are complementary technology that can be used together to streamline the development process and ensure application security. So we will see the Docker's advantage. There are some advantages of the Docker. First is build app only once. An application inside a container can run on a system that has Docker installed. So there is no need to build and configure apps multiple times on different platforms. Second one is the more sleep and less worry. So with Dockers, you test your application inside a container and ship it inside a container. So this means the environment in which you test is identical to the one on which the app will run in production. The next is the portability. Docker containers can run on any platform. It can run on any local system such as Amazon EC2, Google Cloud, VirtualBox, etc. The next advantage is version control. Like Git, Docker has a built version control system. Docker containers work just like Git repositories. It allows you to commit changes to your Docker images and version controls them. And the disadvantages of Docker is first is missing features. It has got missing features. Means there are tons of features that are under progress, like containers, self-registration, self-inspect copying files from host to containers, and many more. Second one is the data in the container. When the container is going down, after that, it needs a backup and recovery strategy. Although we have several solutions for that, but they are not automated or not very scalable yet. Then graphical app. Docker was designed as a solution for deploying server apps that do not require a graphical interface. While there are some creative strategies such as X11 video forwarding that you can use to run GUI apps inside the container. The benefits is few. Generally, only apps that are designed to run as a discrete set of microservices stands to gain the most from containers. Otherwise, Docker's only real benefits is that it can simplify applications delivery by providing an easy package machines. So these are the disadvantage of Dockers. Then Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a actually container management system developed in the Google platform. So it helps you to manage containerized applications in various types of physical, virtual, and cloud environments. So Google Kubernetes is a highly flexible tool to deliver even complex applications consistently. So there are some key features of Kubernetes. First one is the runs anywhere, everywhere. So it is an open source tool and gives you the freedom to take advantages of on-premises, public and hybrid cloud infrastructure, which letting you move your workload anywhere you want. Then automation. For instance, Kubernetes will control for you with the several hosts of the container that will be launched. Third one is the interaction. Kubernetes is able to manage more clusters at the same time, and it allows not only horizontal but even vertical scaling also. Then additional services, it provide additional services as well as the management of containers. Kubernetes offers security networking and storage services. Next advantage is self-monitoring. It also gives you a provision of self-monitoring as it constantly checks the health of nodes and the container itself. There are some advantages of Kubernetes: automatic container schedule, service discovery, self-healing, and rolling upgrades. So, first one is automatic container schedule. Kubernetes may reschedule a container from one node to another to increase the resource utilization. So, this means you get more work out of the same number of machines, which save money. Then, next is service discovery. When you have a bunch of services that need to communicate with each other, it's critical that they are able to find each other first. So this is especially true because containers are automatically scheduled and many potential get moved around. So thankfully Kubernetes make it easy for containers to communicate with each other. Then third advantage is self-healing. Kubernetes automatically monitors containers and reschedules them if they crash or are terminated when they shouldn't. Kubernetes will also reschedule containers in the event that the nodes that they are living on fails. Rolling upgrades. Fortunately, Kubernetes has the ability to perform rolling updates. This is the where old containers are judiciously swapped out of a new version of same containers, all without disturbing the service provided by the running applications. Some disadvantage of Kubernetes are step steep learning curve. Kubernetes is not an easy platform to learn, even for the most experienced developer and DevOps engineer. Install and configure. Kubernetes consists of multiple number of components that should be configured and installed separately to initialize the cluster. If you install Kubernetes manually, you should also configure the security, which include creating a certificate authority and issuing the certificate. Then no high availability. Kubernetes does not provide a high availability mode. By default, to create a fault tolerant cluster, you have to manually configure HA for your clusters. Then compatibility issues. Sometimes when you have containers, you may need to use Docker with communities, but at that time, communities were not compatible with existing Docker CLI and composing tools. And it requires more effort during the migration, where whenever you have to migrate to a stateless, it actually requires many efforts. So all these are the disadvantage of Kubernetes. So this is the difference comparative table between Kubernetes and Docker.